What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Carolina Panthers Talk, brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram, coming at you here on the U to the Tube. So, just wanted to make a quick video, talk about just a few things that recently took place as the Carolina Panthers are getting ready for their second preseason game, which will be against the Baltimore Ravens. So, a couple of things to note. Number one, Troy Pride Jr., cornerback, has been officially placed on injured reserve. Those that watched this past Sunday's preseason game against the Colts, pretty much Troy Pride got hurt on two back-to-back plays. But as far as this particular injury, suffered a right knee injury, and he was carted off of the field. And, I have to admit, feel bad for the guy. After all, don't want to see anybody injured. I don't care how good or how bad they are on the team. But at the same time, Troy Pride Jr. has struggled. He struggled. But it sounds like they're going to keep him on injured reserve, and I guess keep him potentially as a roster spot, considering, it seems that we're kind of thin at cornerback, but I don't know. Just something tells me that Troy Pride Jr. they'll probably still hang on to him. But if they do cut him, it won't surprise me. But something tells me some way or somehow they'll probably hold on to him. But I could be wrong. And then Carolina Panthers have traded offensive tackle Greg Little to the Miami Dolphins for a 2022 seventh round draft pick. Honestly, this move doesn't surprise me that much. I used to have hopes that Greg Little will get back to being healthy and can really help this O-line, but the dude just cannot stay healthy, and he hasn't really shown enough to really warrant staying on this O-line. So it honestly doesn't surprise me that he got traded away, and Carolina gets a 2022 seventh round draft pick. But yeah, doesn't surprise me. They've also waived fullback Rod Smith, and they've waived center Mike Panasuik and linebacker Nate Hall, which Panasuik and Hall were both injured, but they have been waived. So they're at the 85-man roster limit, but they need to get it to 80 by next Tuesday. And then, of course, 53-man roster is due August 31st. So still got a little bit of time. Still got a lot of decisions to make. But we'll see what happens. But hopefully, I wish the best for Troy Pride Jr. I hope he can get back healthy, but if they do cut him, it won't surprise me too much. But it looks like they're going to do joint practices again with the Baltimore Ravens. And I'm hoping Sam Darnold gets some action. I know a lot of people were hoping for Sam Darnold to play even in the first preseason game. And I totally get it. And I do hope and believe that Sam Darnold will play maybe a series or two in this Baltimore Ravens game. I would also like to see J.C. Horn get some reps as well. We haven't seen J.C. Horn get some reps. So I think they need to really consider dabbling maybe a series or two with some starters and then they can take him out of the game. But I really don't want the starters to go into the season, regular season, cold without any sort of in-game scenarios, in-game reps. So I'm hoping between this second preseason game and the third preseason game, which will be against the Steelers, which supposedly they have confirmed Sam Darnold will play in the Steelers game, but I hope that he gets some reps in this Ravens game. I think they really need to consider at least giving the starters one or two series. So I'm hoping that happens. And I'm also going to throw this out there because I know a lot of people talked about this, that if Will Grier, which I assume this second game probably may be his last chance to show that he can do something, that he can make an impact. Otherwise, it wouldn't surprise me if Carolina cuts Will Grier for good and just rolls with two quarterbacks, Sam Darnold and PJ Walker. It's just Will Grier. He may be down to his last chance. Hasn't really shown anything. So it's looking like Will Grier may be out the door. But we'll see. We'll see if he gets one last shot in this Baltimore game. And then next up, okay, I gotta say this, and I know a lot of people are probably gonna disagree, which I totally understand, but I feel like I really gotta stress this again because I think he's being judged right now. This is a new upcoming season, and I think he's being judged unfairly. Joey Slye. Joey Slye got 12 of the 18 points in that Colts game. Yes, he missed an extra point. That was bad. Yes, he missed a field goal, which, by the way, was a 63-yard field goal attempt. So can you really get on his case about a missed 63-yarder? And folks can say, I can understand that some of his kicks, cut left or cut right. But the fact of the matter is they still went in. They still went in. Not only that, I believe Carolina was 1 of 5 or 1 of 4 in the red zone. Now, red zone offense was something that Carolina struggled badly last year. And it resulted in Joey Slye having to attempt a barrage of field goals. Now, say what you want about Joey Slye. He's got one job and such. But you also have to think about something. If Joey Slye is on the field attempting 5, 6, 7, 8 plus field goals a game, what does that say about your offense? Really think about it. Carolina struggled in the red zone last season. That was one of their weaknesses on offense. Now, if your offense is not moving down the field enough times and getting to the point where they're putting it in the end zone, that they got to resort to field goals almost every single time, if it's not a 3 and out, it's a field goal, what does that say about your offense? But yeah, everybody wants to point fingers at the kicker. If he ends up missing 1 or 2 in a situation like this, which I understand. But at the same time, what does that say about the offense? I mean, as much blame as one may place on the kicker, you got to put the same amount of blame on the offense for not being able to put it in the end zone. I'm just being real about it. I mean, you can say all of that and put so much blame on the kicker, but when the offense drive after drive after drive after drive is either a 3 and out or multiple red zone appearances and can't get it in the end zone where it has to come down to a field goal. Yes, points are points. I understand that. You get what you can out of each drive. But when you're not able to get touchdowns, what does that really say about your offense? Yes, Joey Slye has struggled. But I feel like so many people want to single him out. And I think it's unfair. I think it's unfair. I think it's unfair that he's being singled out in a good bit of this when the offense can't even get the ball in the end zone consistently. And let's be real. I understand that it's a preseason game, but 1 of 4 or 1 of 5 in the red zone, it's another reminder of how last season went. And that was with the starters. So if we're gonna get on Joey Slye, we gotta also get on the offense for not being able to get the ball into the end zone and with the multiple red zone appearances. Because yes, they scored 18 points, but Slye scored 12 of those points. Kicks may have looked good, bad. Sure. But Slye got 12 of those 18 points. The evidence is there. I'm just saying. If be fair across the board. Because he ain't the only issue. And he shouldn't be singled out as the biggest part of the issue. But anyway, what do y'all think? What do y'all honestly think? Do you think Slye deserves the most of the blame? Or is not enough blame being put on the offense for not being able to capitalize in the red zone? Especially when the defense was able to get 3 turnovers. That's another thing, too. Not offense not being able to put it in the end zone after capitalizing on turnover. After the defense got some turnovers to put the ball into the hands of the offense. But yeah, let me know what y'all think about that. And let me know what you think about this upcoming game against the Ravens. Do you believe this is where the starters need to get a series or 2 of in-game reps? Or do you think they should do the same thing they did the first game, leave it for the second and third stringers? Let me know what y'all think. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, as usual. And thank you so much for taking the time to watch. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram of Blitzball Champ Gaming. This has been another Carolina Panthers talk. Hope everybody has a blessed evening, and I will see y'all soon. Good night, everybody.